Hey everyone, GameHounds, and there is no goalie, and there is no Nick, and it is just me, Edie Sellers. This is episode 520, 520, dude. And this is going to be a short show, obviously. This only happened last night. Nick is away. He let me know late, like 10:30 last night. And then this morning, goalie texted me to say that he's not feeling well. So it's been a hell of a week around here, especially in California, Northern California. And as you can see, I'm just literally not putting any effort. I'm looking very ragged, to say the least. But I'm also feeling ragged because, as you know, probably, uh, this has been you can hear my nose, a tough week for Northern California uh, with power outages and wildfires. The wildfires are near me. One of the reasons why I want to do the show this week in particular is to let everyone know that both Nick and I are fine. Everything is okay. We have escaped it. But let me start up the regular show, and then we will do a little talking. It's like I said, short show. Not it. It's going to be very, very little about games, although I will talk a little bit about Kingdom Come Deliverance. But you'll probably hear this being repeated as I start the audio show, so stand by.
This podcast discusses video games, modern culture, and technology, and these podcasters are big fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom says to take out the trash and do your homework.
What?
You are listening
What?
to the GameHounds with Edie Sellers, Holy Goalie, and Nick DiNicola. Enjoy.
What the hell just happened? Hold on. There is something horribly going wrong in my headset. Okay, that was all bad. Hi, everyone. Welcome to GameHounds. I don't know if you heard a bunch of craziness going on my headset, but this is par for the course for today. Um, Gamer Edie here, episode 520. We are recording this on Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. I'm Edie Sellers. There is no Holly Gully. There is no Nick DiNicola. It has been a very wild week here in Northern California. Um, if you'd like to actually see me, we are doing a live show on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/gamehounds vids, VIDS, as in like videos. And we've had a hell of a week. Right now, Nick is not available. He told me late last night that he has an event at work that he needed to do. Goalie texted me this morning to say that he's not feeling well. So he went right back to bed. So yeah, it's been a bit nutso. And on top of that, both Nick and I are in Northern California. And as you know, what's going on in Northern California is wildfires, really awful wildfires. And it's hard. It's fortunately we are out of the path of the wildfires. They've been affecting everything around us. Uh, there's also what they call the PSPS, the public safety power shutoffs. No, sorry, public safety power shutoffs, and that is our local power company, Pacific Gas and Electric, has been shutting off power whenever there is a big wind event, which has been almost constantly for the last week or so. We've had hurricane force winds at my house, which is unusual because I'm on the lee side of a hill that's facing the bay. So I usually the wind usually goes right over the top of me. But in this case, the wind was just so high that the trees were falling. We lost power because of trees being down. We have not lost power because of the intentional shut off. And we have been there's been horrible smoke. I will take you to some pictures of smoke. Uh, Let me switch over, and if you want to take a look at these videos, go to YouTube. Um, but the smoke has been. I got woken up by it in the middle of the night. I was in a dead sleep. You can see the smoke up here on the left. Um, that is pretty much what we've been dealing with. I'm dead sleep, 5 o'clock in the morning, and the smoke came, and it was gnarly. Today we actually made some serious uh, headway in getting containment. We went from 5% contained last night to 30% contained today. Thank God. But the smoke has been here we go. There's a better picture of what we're dealing with with the smoke. And I am, if you can see up here in this picture, um I'm down here. Actually, let's see, Vallejo, Concord. I am right there. So all of that wind is that smoke that you see where that triangle here is what the camera can see. I am right down here. And Nick is way down here. So he's getting some of it. But it's been burning eyes. Uh like I said, there was one night when it was super still, and then the wind came in the middle of the night, and all of the wind, all of the smoke that had just been kind of sitting in this spot for a while, all of a sudden just blew straight south and hit us. And it woke me up from a deep sleep. One of those situations where you have there's a smell and you have a dream, and it's in your dream, like you're running from the smell in your dream, and then you slowly wake up and realize that the smell is real. um the whole house smelled like a campfire. I had to wash all of my clothes, had to wash all of my sheets because it smelled like you'd been at a campfire. So it's been a kind of a hellacious couple of days since we played last. um I, as I said, I did lose power on one day. I lost power on Sunday. I had just settled down for some Kingdom Come Deliverance. Barbara, you will be appreciative of that. I purchased Kingdom Come Deliverance and have been playing it, and I was just settling down for a nice day. I had the whole day to myself, and the power went out, and it was out until 7 o'clock that night. So, it was a bit crazy, and that was due to a tree being blown over by the hurricane force winds that were hitting my town. But the power, they did restore the power because we're not in an intentional shut off. But been some people here in the Bay Area that have been out of power for 5 days, and there's more winds coming in a couple of days, which means they're going to shut off the power again. So they're bringing up the power for a day, and then it goes back down again. So it's urban camping is what it's been. Fortunately, I don't have that issue, but does suck for a lot of people. And by the way, these are live photographs right here of this fire. That is not mist. That is smoke. Cobb Mountain one. That's Cobb Mountain, and then Cobb Mountain 2. So it's pretty big, and fortunately, it's not as big as the time when we had all the houses burned down. But the air quality is bad, and you will see me rubbing my eyes like this because everybody's eyes are burning lately. In the chat room for the YouTubes and for the Facebook, we got AC Ray, thank you. Hi, Barbara. And we got Bitters, who's in here, thank you. And in Spreaker, we got AC Ray. So let's talk Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hey, by the way, if any of you want to join me and talk to me about what you're playing these days and do a quick video game review, just shoot me a message that you would be interested in coming on in the chat for the YouTube, and I will, or even in the Spreaker, and I will shoot you the. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put. How do I do this? Can I do it? Can I do it? Yes, I can. Stand by. If you are in the chat on the YouTube, inside YouTube, the comments, there's our StreamYard link. Go ahead and jump in. You're not going to jump in automatically. You will jump into the green room, as I like to call it, and then I will bring you in. We'll talk. You do have to have video. If you don't want your camera on, just shoot me a message. I'll turn your camera off and you can just talk. But Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's it is a big game. It is a big, slow game. Good Lord. It is definitely it's worth it only for the I'm trying to pull up some video here. It's worth it if only for the amount of time that you are going to spend on it, because it is slow. Not in a bad way necessarily. It's everything you do takes forever because it is a hyper realistic RPG. There's no quick button for anything. Yes, it allows even quote unquote fast travel. Fast travel means that you still follow the same path. You just don't have to do it. And time is accelerated, but still it's not like the screen goes dark and you appear in the next place. You still have to travel the roads and the time expires. You sit there and watch time. Brewing potion. First off, potions. There's no such thing as a magic potion. There are potions that you can make that will increase your strength or reduce the effect of wounds, analgesics. They're essentially what do they call those? They're herbs. You're essentially taking herbs from the real world, and I'm trying not Ayurvedic. What's the phrase that has to do with you're using herbs rather than quote unquote drugs? Homeopathic. Thank you. Homeopathic medicine. It's not like you're gonna magically get better at anything. The when you get hurt, if you are bleeding, you have to put a bandage on. Bleeding does not go away on its own. Bleeding will kill you. Even if it's a little bleed, it'll eventually kill you. Your health gets damaged. You can't just take a health potion. There's no such thing as a health potion. You must sleep or see a doctor. So everything takes a lot of effort because it is hyper realistic. Brewing potions, you have to go through. Brewing potions actually is kind of fun. You have to go through every single step of making the potion. I'll see if I can pull up a potion brewing. Let's see. Let me give you a video. Hopefully this video will work. Now you know what I have to do when I do with goalie. Screen. Yeah, let's do it. Do I do that? Yeah. There we go. Here is brewing potions. Well, let's move forward. So first you have to look at the recipe. The recipe is very, very detailed how to make stuff. You have to use exact amounts. And then when you actually get to the brewing of the potion, you have to pull out your ingredients. Let's see. Oh, come on. You have to pull out your ingredients, put them up on the thing, and you have a mortar and you have a cauldron and you have the media that you need to use. You have to use that media very specifically. Then you pull out your and everything's in steps. So you grab your handful of stuff. You have to grind it in a mortar if it calls for it. You have to make exact amounts. If you don't have exact amounts, it does not tell you you don't have exact amounts or don't have the right amount. If you abandon it at any time once you've pulled it out, then you end up losing those herbs. You can't just gotta time it. It is so labor freaking intensive, and this is for one potion that is sort of helpful, but not super helpful. It's just, and don't get me wrong, I actually enjoy doing this quite a lot, but at the same time, you spend a lot of time in your day faffing around with brewing potions or selling to vendors because of course you can't carry that much. So and then this guy's still brewing that same potion. This is one potion. And when you're done with it, you gotta gonna run it all the way through and still going. Then you have to take a vial out. And then you have to distill it. And then now it's done. Now that potion is done. So it gives you that definitely gives you a good example of, I mean, that was 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes just to brew one potion. And if you want to brew another one, you have to do the whole thing all over again. You have to pull out the herbs. You have to put them down. You have to make sure you read the book if you want to be able to brew different. And if you screw up, the potion's done and you've lost those herbs. And some of them are hard to get. Some of them are easy to get. But some of them are very hard. And if you're collecting herbs for potions, that fills up a lot of space. It's all based on weight. They don't weigh very much, but you need dozens of them, which comes out to 3, 4, 5 pounds, 5 kilograms. It's a lot of weight for you to carry. And heaven forbid if you actually end up having to pick up something else like food, you don't have space for it. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that this game is the Dark Souls of RPGs. Everything is difficult. Existing is difficult. Fighting is freaking hard. I have never come so close. Not even come close. I have never rage quit a game as many times as this. Like last time I quit the game, I rage quit. Granted, I needed to go to bed too, but I rage quit it. After spending all night on a single quest, I finally get to the end. It's this big battle where you have multiple stages. And every time you fail on that stage, like every time that you fail that mission, you start it over. The way that you can actually, you can't even save it because you can't drink a potion in combat. And the only way that you can save if you don't go somewhere and lie down and go to sleep is by drinking Savior Schnapps, which is a potion, which you have to brew. And you have to have, and it's got some, not rare, but hard to find ingredients. So you never really have that many Savior Schnapps on you. And if you use them a lot, you end up spending most of your time in the alchemy brewing station. Like literally, you could spend all of not his day, not your character Henry's day, all of your day brewing potions. So, but I got all the way through this massive battle. And at the end, I had to fight a mini boss. And I was already bleeding because of the other battle and already injured. And the game doesn't heal you because it's hyper realistic. If you walked into that room bleeding, you have to beat that guy before you bleed out. This game is beautiful. Absolutely it is an escape because you are going back to medieval Poland. No question. The voice acting is fantastic. The graphics are good. Loading the game sucks because this game loads freaking slow. But and everything you do is slow. The loading is slow. The moving from place to place. Every time that there is a cutscene, the transition where the screen goes black and then you reload back into the game is slow. This is not a game you just sit down and play for a couple of hours or even 20, like an hour. No, this is reading a slow, epic novel. This is not Peter Grisham. This is a complex, complicated, very worthwhile. This is Ovid. This is reading Ovid, whereas all other games are Peter Grisham or Stephen King. And Barbara's asking me, she says, I spent all day yesterday and accomplished nothing. Yep. You could spend your entire day playing this game and do zero in it. It's just the way it is. She asked if I have a horse. Yes, I have a horse, and I've actually bought another horse. I got rid of my starter horse, Pebbles, and got a tier 1 horse, Boxer. Boxer's faster and carries more. But I don't have the money to buy the upper class horses. And I'm enjoying it. Despite the rage quitting, I am enjoying it. But boy, I have never been so frustrated with a game. Were it not a really good RPG, I would have walked away from it. I would have just been like, fuck you, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's definitely in the realm of me possibly doing this, except that I am enjoying the story and I am enjoying the world. Case in point of how difficult it is. Archery. There's no reticle. There is no reticle. When you do archery, you just have to either A, get lucky with an arrow, B, be very, very close to whatever you're shooting. And if you're hunting, good luck with that. Or C, do it so much that you can see where your arm lines up at where it is in relation to your knuckles and get a feel for it. You essentially have to learn archery in order to do archery in this game. Barbara says you can put stuff in your horse and you do not have to be in it. Yes, yeah, that you don't have to be in or near your horse to put it back in your inventory. Yes, I have used my horse as a bank very frequently and it had saved me. But even so, people, if you kill someone, say you get lucky and get attacked by bandits and actually manage to kill them, um, you they carry a lot of stuff. And it only takes 2 or 3 bandits worth of gear, and you're full, your horse is full, everything's full. So, in things like the big battle that I'm in right now, there's dead bodies everywhere, and there's loot everywhere, and you can't pick it up. It's just not possible for you to pick it up. Barbara says she has a love hate relationship with this game. This is definitely a love hate relationship kind of game. If you absolutely love RPGs, this is a great one. As I said, it's hyper realistic. It is based on real events. I have found in my loading screens, sorry, I got an itch. I have found in my loading screens that while I'm waiting for the game to load, I pull up some of the characters that are mentioned in the game on Wikipedia and read about the history. The whole King Wenceslas and King Sigismund, and Wenceslas being kidnapped by Sigismund and trying to get him to rule because Sigismund wanted more power, and then went forward and attacked with the Cumans. All of that is true. So I've been actually reading about a lot of that while I'm waiting for the game to load. That says something about the game. If you can actually literally teach yourself medieval Polish history in the loading screens, it's a slow freaking game. Not complaining. I mean, I'm walking away more educated, but it's still. Um, it's, I think it's $40 now. It's definitely $40 worth of gameplay. Because it's so long and there's so much to do. But it is one of the things that makes it long is the fact that it's so slow, but it is beautifully rendered. Kind of buggy in some places. There are definitely bugs. The engine is definitely laboring in order to put everything on that screen. But it's a gorgeous game to just sometimes it I've just spent a ton of time doing side quests and lock picking impossible on a console. I have heard that the game itself was really designed to be played on a PC, which is one of the reasons why console players have a particularly difficult time with combat and with lockpicking, because they've made the translation from PC to thumbsticks to a button press versus 2 thumbsticks is not 1-to-1. It's harder to hold a position of the cursor with with a thumbstick, like an exact position, than it is with a mouse. And that is why I have tried. I actually spent 4 hours trying to pick the lock that is the tutorial lock. 4 hours. Real time. My time, not in-game time. Could not get it open. So if the lock is a very easy lock, you're good. If the lock is easy or higher, you can't open it. Or you have to be so good at, I mean, you have to have unbelievable control. I play a lot of games. I do well at games. I've been playing them a lot. I can't get it. And I even went to a tutorial because I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. Mm-mm. Everybody has that problem on the console. Uh, Pickpocketing. I did the tutorial on it. I finally figured out how to do it and realized I never want to pickpocket anybody. There is no way that you can do it on a console with two thumbsticks that would assure yourself success, even if you're pickpocketing a sleeping person. Dave Gardner, Holy Gully, is in the chat room. Hi. He says he had the same problem with South Park. I couldn't do the fart thing. Barbara Zelikman says, "Fuck lockpicking. I hate it." Yeah, but apparently it is easier on a PC versus a console. I'm gonna try and see if I can show you what I mean with the lockpicking. Um, so I'm sorry that I have to stop talking because I can't. I'm one of those people who can't type and talk at the same time. It's just how I am. All right. So here is lock picking. Stand by, stand by, stand by. Come on, you. Get up here. Okay, you're in it. There we go. All right. So here's lock picking. You start by going into the lock like this. All right. So with your left thumbstick, you need to kind of swirl around until this little reticle, this ball, turns gold. That's the sweet spot. Then, while holding it on the sweet spot, you have to rotate the right lock around it. But here's the thing. As the lock rotates, the sweet spot moves with the lock. So it becomes, you can see how sturdy and how solid this is. That guy is playing on PC. That guy is playing on PC. And you only have a certain amount of time to be able to make that lock swirl around. It is freaking hard. You can see how it moves solidly. That's not how that moves, with a console. It wiggles everywhere. The control. Maybe if they adjusted, God, I wish I could do that. If they adjusted the sensitivity of the left stick for when you're for the console, that would be one thing, but they didn't. So it's super duper hard. Even now, see, so it is actually a little bit easier when you've got the sweet spot near the center. It doesn't the sweet spot doesn't move as much, so it gets a little bit easier. But if it's out on the outer edges, it's almost impossible. Well, it is. It is impossible with a thing. So anyway, that's Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you got it on sale, I would say awesome. If you're expecting to complete it in a week, you're crazy. It's going to be a couple of months before you complete it. Barbara says, I finally made it to the Miller yesterday to see for lock picks, and I kept dying. Today is another day. I do okay with lock picking. Oh, I guess you could get trained on lock picking, but I don't know that I haven't seen any improvement on anything that I have done by getting training from someone else, with the exception of reading. Oh, yeah, that's another thing about it. You start out illiterate. Your character does. Your character is illiterate. So you will come across things and you cannot read them. And you have to go way the fuck into the hinterlands to find a scribe. and pay him to teach you how to read. The thing is that you have to pay him multiple times and then do a bunch of reading to practice so that you can learn to read. Why? Because you were a blacksmith's son. And realistically, at that time, there would be no reason for a blacksmith's son to be literate. So you would have been an illiterate heathen. Well, not heathen, but you would have been illiterate. So you have to learn how to read in order to do anything in the game, like brewing potions, where you read a book. If you open it up before you've learned how to read, it's gibberish. Well, actually, it's not gibberish. You could translate it because each of the words is uses all the same letters, but they're all jumbled. So you could do it, but it there's other stuff you can't. Like there is you're trying to solve a murder, doing a murder investigation. And there's stuff written on the walls in blood. If you were illiterate, you can't read it. That's why I had to go. I put it aside because I didn't see any reason to it. And it's like, I can buy my potions. I'll be fine. And then I came to this mission where I had to read what was written on the wall in blood and couldn't read. So I had to go all the way over the hinterlands, talk to the scribe, learn how to read, which takes in-game time many days, a couple of weeks in-game time. So it's a lot of cutscenes. And then I had to come back to the dead body and read what was on the wall. Barbara wants to know if I found anybody to sell stuff to make money. Yeah, any of the traders you can sell stuff to. I've done it. How I've made money. Actually, I make a lot of money doing apothecary. Alchemy. Alchemy makes a lot of money. Made a lot of money on Lazarus potion, which doesn't bring you back from the dead. And from what I can tell, it really doesn't heal you very much either. It supposedly increases your health by 100, but you can't drink it in combat. You can't drink potions in combat. So you can't fight a bunch of like that big fight scene that I was talking about. You can't drink the potions in the combat. So if you're fighting with someone and you're down health, you can't use bandages in combat. You can't use health in combat. The health you walk into that combat with is the health you walk out of it with. Davis is in the chat room, in the Spreaker chat room. He says, so fires in SoCal are raging. Yes, sir. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're definitely. You guys, the Southern California has it way worse than what we've got it right now. We're actually getting under control. Oh, yeah. And on top of everything else that's going on, Kevin left Saturday morning for 6 months in San Diego. So he is in Southern California for 6 months doing a job. So as soon as he left, he leaves Saturday. Sunday, our power goes out with hurricane force winds that literally blew out a window out of my house. Dealing with that, fires, smoke, dogs and cats living together. It's just been horrible. I'm playing a lot of that. And Dave, Goalie, if you want to join this, please let me know. I will send you a message with the chat if you want to jump in for a couple of minutes, because otherwise I'm going to probably end the show right now. I just kind of did it mostly to let everyone know that I'm safe. Nick's safe. Goalie's always safe. I mean, fuck, it's Goalie. But everybody in the neighborhood, everybody here is safe, and neither one of us have lost power. But we're still deep in the throes of wildfire. So yeah, it's definitely no freaking joke. And Southern California, I don't know if you could see it. I can go down here so that you can see it. Southern California is freaking on fire all over the place. Uh, so yeah, it's been a hell of a week. Um, they're just tons of fire. By the way, that is not fog. That is smoke, and you can hear it in my throat. I've been sucking smoke for 5 days, 6 days. Um, and I could really, really live without it. But we're getting there. We're getting a handle on the fires right at the moment. But we'll hopefully. There we go. Here we go. There's a good one. Not a good, you know what I mean. Here we go. You can see just two separate sections of fire. Um, and it's all of this out here. That is not fog. That is smoke. And all this out here, that's actually facing north. Most of the smoke is going north today. Yesterday it was all coming south. And all this brown stuff right here, that's been breathing. Bloody noses because it's been so dry. And also on top of it, smoky. Bloody noses and throats and eyes burning, and that has been my reality for the last couple of days. But we are all safe. Nick is safe. We are not losing, neither Nick nor I are in a region where the power goes out. In fact, I will pull up a PG&E power map so that you can see how many people. They've been saying, what was it? The number they've been identifying for, they say customers out are in the realm of 600,000, 700,000 customers. What is not evident in that number is that's not 700,000 people. That's 700,000 residences. So we're talking well over, triple that. 1.5 million to 2 million people because, you have multiple people per residence that are out of power. So it is definitely a big issue with these power outages. But fortunately, Nick and I are not either both in an area that get this issue. I'm kind of in an urban area. There are places in my there are sorry, wind wind shifted. There are places, there are residences in my town, but it's on the other side of town that are losing power. Okay, so here's the map. See all this? All right, so I live right here. This is my little point. And everything here in orange, that's all that's lost power. This is much smaller than what it was. They're out of power right now. But you can see all these areas have had their power cut because of the PSPS. And I will back it out so you can see how much of California it is. By the way, right up here is where the fire, just so you understand where I am. I live down here. The fire is up here, right in this area, right there. Boggs Mountain, that area, Cloverdale. But you can see how many people have lost power. All that orange stuff, that's all people without power. That's a lot of freaking people. Fortunately, not me. And not Nick. Yeah, thank you for the AC Wraith. By the way, that website that AC Wraith has linked in the comments section, the alertwildfire.org, it's not just for California. It's they've got it's fire spotting cameras from all over the nation. We've got you can take a look at the Southern California wildfires, and it's a fairly good site if you're interested in seeing what it's like. But it's no joke. AC Ray says yesterday I bought Tokyo Xanadu X Plus in Steam's Halloween sale for 80% off, and I've been playing the first couple of chapters. Tell me about it because I don't know anything about Tokyo Xanadu. Friend of mine recommended Vampire to me, except I already have it. But I do recommend if you want to have a game that's an RPG, it's a little bit faster, a little bit more traditional. Pick up Vampire, and that's Vampire with a Y, Vampyr. It is a really, really good game, especially for Halloween. That's my little bit of advice. So, not much else to talk about. Got fires, video games, and that's it. So, on that note, I'm sorry that this is a very short show. We will be back to our regular broadcasting once Goalie starts to feel better, and Nick's was just a work thing that he had to do today because of Halloween. So we will be back to normal next week. I'm sorry that it was just me because I know I am kind of boring, but at least you know that both Nick and I are safe. So on that note, let's close this out. You've been listening to GameHounds, episode 520. We recorded this on Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. Happy Halloween. If you would like to get a hold of us, gamehounds.net is our website. Gamehounds@gmail.com is our email. We do this show live on Spreaker every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 12:30 Eastern. We would love to have you join us in Spreaker on our audio. That is Spreaker with an R, Spreaker.com. And in our Spreaker chat, we had Ryan Stevenson. Hey, dude. And we also do this as a video stream live on YouTube. Look us up on YouTube. GameHounds Vids, as in videos, VIDS. And you will see us. You can join us live there as well. In the YouTube chat, we had, of course, AC Wraith, who is our link bitch, who provides links about everything I talk about in both Spreaker and on Facebook and in YouTube. But Barbara Zelikman, we had Bitters Plus, we had Davis Andrade, we had Dave Gardner. Thank you for being here. And we can also watch us live on Facebook. We have a Facebook page that's full of news, much more than what we talk about in the show, certainly this week's show, but news from throughout the industry. On our Facebook page, it is The GameHounds on Facebook, and it is lovingly curated by our very own piss boy, Steve M. Hawk Ortegon, who brings you news throughout the week. Check it out. Follow it so it comes directly to your feed. And I guess that's it. Oh, finally, we're trying to get a Patreon so we can sponsor our video feed. We need a sponsor for our sponsors for our video feed. Michael Underwood, thank you for being one of our big sponsors. We need more. Please go to patreon.com/gamehounds. We're only asking $1. Just $1, and we're only looking for a few to keep our video feed active more than just this month. Thank you so much for listening to us, and we will talk to you and be back to normal next week. Bye, everyone. And we're out. At least out of the audio. Everyone on YouTube, thank you so much. By the way, Jaeger, typical Jaeger, is in Spreaker, who says, Fuck YouTube. That guy just hates Google. He hates Google. He hates YouTube. He hates Facebook. He hates everything except Spreaker, apparently, and us. All right, everyone in the Facebook chat, thank you for joining us. And I'm sorry that I look like hell. It's been a kind of a crazy week. And Goalie, I hope you're feeling better. And I know Nick's not even going to listen to this because this is Nick. So I'm going to go and I'm going to try and blow my nose. And oh God, the wind must have changed because all of a sudden I got so congested and it's hard to talk. So I am going to go put my N95 mask on and go have some breakfast. All of you all, take care. Thank you so much. And again, don't forget we have the speaker. Let me put it up here so that you can see it. Patreon. Michael Underwood. I'm not even going to do the. I hope you don't mind. I'm not going to do the Don Matrick voice because I'm struggling to breathe as it is. Um, Thank you for being our main sponsor, and also to the other patrons who have provided uh, amounts for us to keep this feed. We're not quite there. We literally need like another $10 a month to be able to keep this feed going. The video feed. We're halfway to paying for this feed so that it doesn't come out of my paycheck. I don't have the money for it right now. So if we want to keep this, we're going to need some Patreon sponsors. I paid for the first month. I don't think that I can realistically pay for it for continuing months. So yeah, another $10 is what we need. So we need 10 of you sponsors, viewers, listeners, longtime listeners. We need 10 of you to put $1 in a month. And that's all we ask. So I think I need to go. I think I need to go put a mask on. I will talk to y'all later.